I'm Jason with the All Things Open team. I'm here with Steve. We're going to talk about smart cities, government strategies for AI, and much more. Steve, please introduce yourself to the All Things Open community.
Well, my name is Steve Rao. I'm a senior member of the town or city council in Morrisville, running for Wake County Commissioner next year. And I'm also in the tech industry. Even though I'm a lawyer by trade, I have a lot of background with high-tech ventures, business development, and now I'm a lobbyist in the tech industry as well.
And I just wanted to provide some context for our listeners. Steve and I have been involved with open government, open data, and civic tech events here locally in the RTP, Research Triangle Park area in North Carolina for, I want to say, the last 15 years or so. And I just wanted to provide that context for you all. So, Steve, anything brief you want to add to that before we dive into the questions?
Oh, no. I mean, I think it's just one of the things I love about being in the tech industry. It's about solving problems and bringing communities together. And that's kind of what made me introduced to you, even when I was a city councilor. I think it's so important for having people in service that understand technology, especially in today's era when innovation's occurring at such a rapid pace.
All right. So, Steve, you're passionate about civic engagement and technology. How did you get involved, and why is it important to you?
A few years ago, I was very interested, back in the early days when I was first elected, on getting Morrisville to the cloud. So that was my first achievement, coming in and getting our services, our backup, our disaster recovery, subscription-based services. So that was the first step. And then the next step was what I call citizen-facing IT, not the Vince Lombardi blocking and tackling of how many servers or computers. And so that's when we started the Smart City Initiative. And that got me very interested. But even before that, open data. So you and I met before we were talking IoT. Kind of when you look at the phases, Ian Henshaw, you and me, Zach Ambrose, and the team. And so smart cities really became my passion. So today we have a Smart Cities Committee. We have a lot of opportunities. We're using IoT to help enhance quality services, and now I'm trying to expand that around the county.
So you mentioned a little bit about smart cities movement already. Can you share what that is for people that are unfamiliar with it, and just a few examples from your experience?
Absolutely. So the way I define smart cities is it's leveraging IoT, the Internet of Things, our devices, to and using data to enhance the quality of services for our residents. So what we did in Morrisville is we brought in IDC to do a consulting agreement with us where they came in and identified where smart cities would be appropriate. And then we developed a Morrisville Smart City Plan, which is on our website at morrisvillenc.gov. After we identified the plan, our CIO, Rick Ralph, started saying, let's go across departments and let's find some quick wins. So what we did is we put sensors in our parks so we could monitor floods. And so now, today, the gates will automatically shut. People will be notified. We now have an app where people are being able to get their information. Also, they can report concerns. You can manage facility usage. So, for example, Jason, when I'm going to go and play tennis with my son or a friend, or pickleball, we basically will now know when the courts are being used. And so that's what we're doing. And so Morrisville's gotten a lot of national awards. We just got the Global CIO Symposium Awards and NACI recognized. So it's really exciting, but it's all about solving problems and enhancing the quality of life for our residents.
I want to drill down just a very specific example. I'm an avid greenway user here in the Triangle, and I noticed a lot of sensors on the greenways. So is that part of smart cities to get to see how the usage of greenways are going?
Absolutely. We just started that. Yeah, you could get how many people are visiting the park. So when we're making an investment in a park, we know how many people are coming to that park, and is it at capacity? Do we need to build another park? You can do roads as well, although most of the roads coming through Morrisville are state roads. But the idea would be, how do you manage that effectively and efficiently?
So you're also working on an AI strategy for government organizations. What does that look like, and what are some of the challenges you're facing?
Well, I think for me, this idea of an AI strategy came last year when I interviewed John Chambers in a virtual AI summit, the former CEO of Cisco, and he really put it well. He said, we need an AI strategy, companies or governments. It's no different than a cloud strategy when the cloud came along, right? What's your internet strategy? How are you going to differentiate? How are you going to get customers? So John reminded us that an AI strategy means, from a government perspective, how are we automating services to streamline efficiency? So we're, basic chatbots and things like that. How are we also helping create jobs? Because right now we have Pendo, which is an AI startup doing really well. But how do we accelerate more venture capital? So just like Tom Snyder at Riot, we could have AI startups. Here we get All Things Open AI. It's just unbelievable, the energy here, right? And so that's really what I mean by an AI strategy is the third component would be training and retraining people for jobs. And I think Mark Hinkle's done a great job of this, of how are we using ChatGPT and Gen AI in our own roles? How are we working with community colleges to train people for jobs in the new economy? And that's a big part of my Wake County Commission campaign is, looking at, from an AI, making Wake County an AI county in terms of jobs, innovation, efficiencies, but then also ethics and transparency and security concerns and those kinds of things.
Thanks, Steve. That's great. We were talking about this AI task force idea. So tell me more about your AI task force and what's the vision and what do you hope it will accomplish?
Well, I think in North Carolina, I think I've talked to Governor Stein about this. It would be nice to have an AI task force at the state level, but I think you could break it down to the county level or regional level. And an AI task force would bring together technologists, policymakers, community leaders, state legislators, to address about responsible AI adoption in government. So I think the first thing is to understand, where AI can have the greatest impact, whether it's traffic management, public safety, or digital service, and also to ensure that AI is effectively being used to protect citizen rights. So lately, I think there's a lot of excitement about AI, but I think also use cases is important. So one of the things I've been getting out a lot of this session today at All Things Open AI is how do you use ChatGPT in your daily life to be more productive, right? And I think an AI task force could be at the state legislator level, county level, but that's what we mean by AI. And also addressing ethical concerns and transparency.
Perfect. Well, Steve, you're constantly on the go. What's a new tool you've been using to boost your productivity? And the answer cannot be ChatGPT.
My greatest tool is exercise. I'm a former nationally ranked junior tennis player, college player, and I work out harder than anyone can at the age of 53. That's my secret sauce. Working out replenishes me, it refuels me, it recharges me. I really believe your body is a temple, and I treat my body that way, and that makes my mind strong, and it makes me very happy to be with people like you every day. The way I live my life is I put everything on the court and I go for every ball. Kind of a tiring way to live, but I'm a highly energetic individual, hopefully doing that as a public official.
I'm feeling the endorphins, man. That's awesome. Steve, thanks for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for all you do.